no interest in football as well at all, but I really wanted to watch it because obviously it was like a big game. So I watched it with a bunch of people that kind of were coming in and out that didn't really know anything about football, and it was pretty annoying because that's the one thing I hate. I hate like watching football with people talking about it who don't have a clue. So I had to put up with that, and they all decided to support Chelsea, just the English team, which I don't blame them for, but that made it like even more annoying.
It was a pretty good game. I mean, it was a pretty dull game, but I remember that at the end it got heated. So there was that Muller goal. And then the Didier Drogba header, man, one of my favorite goals of all time. How did that sink in for you, Joe?
Yeah, it wasn't my favourite goal of all time. I mean, I had to do like a little bit of like remembering research and stuff to see how the game went. But I did remember that it was a complete like domination from Bayern in the 90 minutes. I saw that Chelsea's got like equalising goal came in like their first corner of the entire game. It was in the 88th minute or something, so it was that much of a domination. And then obviously went to penalties, and then Robben missed the penalty for Bayern which made it even worse in extra time. And then Chelsea somehow did it on penalties.
It's so awful that they're the first team in London to lift it, I'll be honest. I really don't like it. Like, it just
could have been worse.
Like, it could have been worse, but it just shows that new money it just kind of crowns that new money thing. I completely avoided that final because I thought Chelsea were going to win it. I just didn't watch it. I thought I have this habit of just pretending things don't happen, and that was one of them, I think.
And so, Joe, how was the aftermath of the game? So after, did you even watch the telly when John Terry was lifting the trophy or not?
I mean, that made it equally annoying, like, even more annoying, like the whole full kit wanker John Terry coming down, lifting the trophy, having to watch that was like even more kind of cringy. And and then I think I'd mentioned to Rory when I spoke to him about it, I actually was playing football in southwest London for a team that was full of Chelsea fans as well. So the next summer I basically had to put up with them kind of giving me stick for how they'd knocked us out of the Champions League, technically. They also knocked us out of the FA Cup that year as well. So it was like kind of double Chelsea on Tottenham.
So, well, there is actually, I mean, for a Tottenham fan who hates Chelsea, so a few years before that, you had the John Terry's lip, which gave Manchester United the Champions League. And then you see quite the opposite happening, like good luck favoring Chelsea. How was that to watch?
I mean, it was horrible. It was horrible. Like the fact that Bayern was so on top, like I can't think of another Champions League final where one team was so on top, but yet the other team somehow got the result in the end. So, and the like a German team missing penalties, both in like the actual game with Robben, and then obviously not a German player, but missing.
No, but the Germans usually do it, don't they?
On a penalty shootout as well. So yeah, it wasn't nice, especially as I say with people around me as well that had no idea about football, saying things that were just like, no, that doesn't make any sense. That just made it equally worse.
Yeah, I think there's nothing worse than, it could be any topic, but talking to someone about a topic when they clearly know nothing about it, but they're trying to bullshit their way through it.
Especially when you're having a hard time anyway.
Yeah. It's just choosing Chelsea by default. Yeah, awful.
Would have you preferred, Joe, if Arsenal were the first team in London to lift the trophy?
I didn't want to interrupt you there, but 100% no, I would not.
But Chelsea are the worst for you. They are the very worst, right?
No, Arsenal are the worst.
This is something that we talked about in another one of the records. And I talked about the fear in the pit of my stomach when Spurs got to the Champions League final. The Spurs might win it before Arsenal. Just, I felt ill. Like, just the idea of it, honestly. Ugh.
How was that Champions League final for you, Joe?
I mean, it's tough to answer that because obviously I was so excited to be there. But then, like, so early on, the game kind of just went with that penalty, and it kind of was a bit of a non-event most of the game. And then obviously they scored late on to kind of put it out of sight. So it was a strange game to watch. It's sort of a bit of a blur, that game, for me, I have to admit.
It wasn't particularly exciting from a semi-neutral point of view. It wasn't particularly exciting, but I don't remember much about it really.
I think I was just so nervous, so on edge watching it as well that, that's why it was a bit of a blur.
But to finish, Joe, before we let you go, we're going to let you talk about current day Spurs and how optimistic you might or might not be feeling. So how are you feeling about this season? How are you feeling about Mourinho? What do we think?
I mean, it's a weird one because that first Everton, like the first game against Everton, I was like, okay, it's the same as last year. We're just all that optimism was just kind of out the window. But now, like everyone's dropping points all over the league. I feel like potentially, especially Mourinho, could come in with that group of players and say, you're a really good squad, and everyone's dropping points. The league's all over the place. This could be a chance. Like you've really got a chance to do something this year. So. You never know. Keeping my fingers crossed.
It does feel like a year where an unexpected winner could come through. So, and like you said, Mourinho has the pedigree to do it. With Kane and Son, I hate to say it, and especially Bale, if he hits his stride, then that's definitely a scary front three. I hope it doesn't happen. But beyond that,
I love all these rivalries that you have within one city. Like you were talking about teams from one city: Chelsea, Tottenham, Arsenal. It's incredible. Just the rivalries that are within the city limits in England. It's incredible.
Yeah. Well, London has 8 Premier League teams or something. It's crazy.
But thank you so much for joining us, Joe. It was a pleasure to talk to you.
No problem. Pleasure to talk to you too.
Thanks for coming on, mate. We'll speak again soon. And so the final story, that was a horrific day. Thank you, Joe, for sharing and taking us back to Chelsea becoming the first team in London to lift the Champions League. It still gives me shivers down my spine.
I've got to say, man, that is one of the best Champions League finals I've ever watched.
Come on.
I promise you, they were playing in Munich even, and Munich managed to lose.
But Munich absolutely battered them the entire game. I don't think it was fine. I'm always going to sound bitter no matter what I say. So
until Arsenal lift the trophy, you will.
You'll be fucking waiting. Yeah.
But guys, that was it. It was our 9 listeners sharing their footballing nightmares on our Halloween special, which we hope you have thoroughly enjoyed.
Yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, guys. It was a really exciting project to try and do. A lot of logistics, a lot of kind of Zoom meetings, but I really enjoyed it. Hopefully we can do something similar around different themes, get people on, kind of different voices. I'm sure you're sick of hearing mine and Tommy's voice all the time, so it's always good to get a few different perspectives, I think.
Exactly. I think we will be calling more people during our episodes. We've got a few ideas, but we're not going to tell you anything right.
So stay tuned, guys. Hopefully next episode, me and Tommy will be in the same room.
Yeah, thank you for coping with the worse sound quality than usual. And thank you so much to our producer, Liv, for coping with this project and clipping.
Yes, mate.
It's an incredible job to do. So thank you for coping with all of it. And we are crossing our fingers that next week we'll be together, that I'm going to test negative with my serological.
I believe in you, Tommy. You can do it. Come on. Negative test. Let's go.
I just want to be able to drink a beer with my friends for my 28th birthday, which is on Halloween. Woo!
We can do it. We'll do it.
So that's it, guys. Thank you for listening to us. Don't forget that this weekend the big games in the Prem are Liverpool against the Hammers. Good luck, Tom. Then we've got Manchester United, Arsenal. Good luck, Kamal. Good luck, Ruari.
Oh, come on, guys, please. Please,
8-2? 8-2? Who knows? And then in the Serie A, we've got Napoli, Sassuolo, and Sampdoria, Genoa. Sampdoria are on a tear right now.
Honestly, guys, for people who aren't that familiar with Serie A, the Genoa derby is such a low-key, massive derby. People outside Italy don't know how much those teams fucking hate each other. So it's always worth checking out. Usually a very good game. I assume it's on a Sunday. If you've got free time, definitely give it a watch.
They are also, unfortunately, there will not be, of course, supporters at the stadium, which is a real shame because usually the Genoa derby is one of the derbies with the best choreographies. So good luck to the Genovesi this weekend, and may the best team win. This is all from the Anglo-Italian Connection Football Podcast. I'm Tommaso Adami.
I'm Rory Criscuolo. You can follow us on Twitter at Italian Anglo Pod.
And on Instagram at Anglo-Italian Pod, just because we are weird.
See you next week, guys.